Hello friends, for those of you who do not know, I am Gypsy and I have a pick a card reading here for you today. So I am using the Akashic Tarot and having a play with that one. So if you want to know more about the deck that I'm using, you can have a look at my previous video that I uploaded on this channel and it shows you the deck and a flip through and what I thought, okay? So I actually asked Spirit this time what topic they wanted to do, and they wanted to go into your current situation and how best to navigate it. So keep that in mind as you make your pile selection. Now I'm going to get into the piles.
Okay, so I have 4 piles here for you to select from. So before you make your decision, please take a big deep breath in for me and out. And ask your guides and your spirit team which of these 4 piles best describes my current situation and solutions to help me navigate this situation. Once you have made your pile selection, go to the description box of this video where you will find the timestamp for where your pile begins.
Okay, for those of you who chose pile number 1, the song that I got for you was called Flight Risk by Tommy Lefroy. So that song will be linked in the description box if you want to go have a listen to the song. But the song, yeah, is called Flight Risk. So I feel like you're in a situation where you are contemplating whether you just leave a situation or like you just, part of you is just like, I'm done. I'm ready to leave this situation. Okay, I'm ready to put this behind me. I don't want to deal with this. This is the kind of energy that was coming through with the song. So first of all, I'm going to go into the situation so that you can tell whether or not this is the right pile for you. Okay. So I'm just going to have a look at the first 3 cards. Now I'm using the Akashic Tarot that I recently reviewed on my channel. So if you're interested in having a look at this deck, you can check the last video that I posted on YouTube. Okay, so the first card that we have for you is the Queen of Roses in the reverse position. Okay. And then we have the King of Forces in the reverse position. And the 7 of Keys, the Ascent, upright. Okay, so just give me a minute while I tune into this energy. I think this one's pretty obvious what's going on here. So this pile resonates with somebody who is having issues within some sort of relationship. Now, I do have a King and Queen here, so for a lot of you, this will be your relationship, okay, but it doesn't have to be. So this is, we're all talking about energy here, so this can be anybody that you're having some sort of conflict or you're not seeing eye to eye with within the space of relationships here. Okay, so if that sounds like your story, your situation, keep watching. Otherwise you can try and pick another pile, or perhaps, you know, this reading is not for you today. All right, so let's clarify these cards. Okay, so the Queen of Roses is clarified by the Ace of Coins in the reverse position. Now, the Queen of Roses in the reverse. Now, this is somebody, when she's upright, she's very nurturing, very loving, very giving, very romantic, goes above and beyond. It's that really nurturing energy coming through here with her. So when she's coming out in the reverse position, she is withholding that energy right now. She's like, oh, I've given enough to this person, to this situation, you know, it's not being reciprocated here. Now with the Ace of Coins in the reverse position, this is somebody that you saw great potential in. This person almost felt like a blessing at one time in your life. Now, with this coming out in the reverse position, this is no longer wanting to invest your energy with this person. It's like you don't see the potential here anymore, or the potential that you did once see has become quite blurred with this person. Perhaps you're feeling with the Ace of Coins in the reverse that this person has held you back from other opportunities. So this could also be something to do with money as well, with the Pentacles here. So this person may be withholding money from you. Maybe you could be making more money if this person wasn't around. You could be exploring other things that you feel this person holds you back from. but this is like hindering your progress in a sense. This is how this energy feels. This person does not bring out the best in you, right? This person no longer seems like a great investment. Now, this could also be somebody that you work with, a business partner or something like that, that this person is now affecting your finances, right? Or affecting your future, your long-term stability here, okay? It could also be that you have some sort of finances tied up in this person, so like shared assets, things like that, okay? All right, so let's have a look at the King's energy. So he's clarified by the Ace of Wands in the reverse. Interesting. So you both have aces, which represent potential here, right? So this is like, this person also saw potential in you. You were somebody who made them excited, who made them passionate. Perhaps they were attracted to you and your energy because you were so passionate. Now, with the King of Forces in reverse, now the King of Forces in reverse can be quite selfish, putting their needs before anyone else here. And the thing that concerns me about this energy is that this passion is still here, but when it comes out in the reverse position, it's not being projected or released in a great way, right? So it could be that this person has become quite short-tempered with you. This person could be quite aggressive at times, or just this is like anger, like a short fuse, okay, is the way that this is coming through here. Now, yeah, so I feel that he's just quite disconnected from his emotions at this time. All right, now this doesn't have to be a male in your life, but this is coming through as masculine energy. So when this kind of energy comes through in a masculine way, it's anger, it's resentment, it's bitterness, it's short-temperedness, it is void of emotion here, right? So there are emotions beneath the surface, but it's not being expressed in a loving way here. And for some of you, and only take this if it resonates, that this is desire, passion, and all that sort of thing. So this could actually be released in unhealthy ways, such as seeking validation outside of the connection. And I would say that's only a thing if you know it to be true, because for a lot of you, that won't be the case. Or it could be like, you know, searching for validation, such as sexual validation, such as indulging in porn and things like that as well. Okay, so you will know if that applies to you. Okay, so now we've got a king and a queen here. Now these are long-term stable energies as well, so I feel like this person is quite significant to you in some way, right? So then we have the Seven of Keys. Now the Seven of Keys, the Ascent, this talks about a challenge here, right? So as you can see, this gentleman has climbed this mountain and he's managed to get to the top. He's managed to overcome the issues here, but it hasn't been easy, right? He's only had like this rope to climb. I'm sure that his hands are bruised, battered, cut up from climbing this rope here. Maybe not, because he's wearing gloves, but it's been a challenge for him to overcome this struggle now. So I feel like this situation can be turned around here with this card here. That maybe not what you want to hear if you're in the energy of flight risk, like I'm done with this, I can't do this any longer, I'm out of here kind of energy. But what I want to tell you here is that there is the potential to work through this with this person. Okay, so let me see what's clarifying that energy first. So we have the King of Coins in the reverse position. Now this is long-term stable energy. It talks about finances as well. So it could also be that the issues that are resulting here has come about due to some sort of financial discipline or issues that were going on. Now he's coming out in the reverse position. So because this energy is here, this makes me feel like things are quite unstable. You don't know what the potential future is with this person anymore. You don't know if this is a long-term investment that you can make into this person. And right now you're in the energy of, I don't want to invest here anymore, right? That's your current energy. Now, I can see, because this is here, you do have the potential to turn this around. Now, the King of Coins, when he's upright, is somebody who is incredibly loyal and trustworthy as well. They have their shit together. They make good money. they see this as a long-term stable investment, right? And I feel like things have gotten a little bit cloudy. So if you want to get back to this energy, or if you want to have a secure future with this person, you are going to have to put in a lot of work to get there. This is not something that is going to happen overnight. It's not the kind of issue that is like, okay, well, you know, let's just put everything behind us and have a fresh start. No, there's going to be work that needs to be done. Perhaps there may be like counseling and things like that in order to get back on track. It's going to be a long-term process because the Pentacle energy is very, very slow and steady, and we build to this energy. This is not, you don't just show up in this energy. You are not born with this energy unless you're a Capricorn, right? But otherwise, you are not born with this energy. This takes time, it takes work, it takes dedication, and it takes commitment, okay? And what I can see here is this does not exist on either side in the current energy that you're working on. You're both like, I don't want to put any more energy into this. And I also feel like there's a little bit of tit for tat going on here, like they feel as though you should be putting in more energy and you feel it's them, this kind of thing, right? Okay, so let's keep going here, right? So I've looked at these cards to draw the blessings in the situation, or the energies that exist that are blessings here, right? So the first one we have is a blessing on a new venture, right? So with this, because this is all potential, right? Potential energy. And I feel like both of you are in the headspace of, I could be doing this instead of investing in this person. This person blocks me from this, right? Your energy is like, look at all the opportunities that I have sacrificed for this person. And their energy is, well, if this person doesn't want me, doesn't desire me, doesn't want to, perhaps somebody's withdrawn from sexual activity here, right? If this is a connection, like a love connection, if this person doesn't want to do that for me, perhaps I could find that validation elsewhere. Perhaps there's somebody else there that would reach out to me, desire me, this kind of thing. I feel like this King energy is feeling a little bit undesirable in the situation, so you can work out if that energy exists for you or if it's for somebody else in the connection, okay? But this is like looking towards something new. Like, I could have that thing over there. I've got my sights set on that. So it could also be that one or both of you are looking at another potential partner, right? If this is a long-term thing. If this is a business relationship, perhaps it's like, I could be in partnership with this person. I could have this opportunity, but I can't because I'm in a contract with this person, right? This kind of thing, right? This is seeking something outside of the connection. You're looking at something, you've got it lined up, right? But for whatever reason, you feel like this person hinders you from following that, and they feel the same. It's very much mirroring energy going on here between the two of you. Clarifying that energy, we have the Two of Wands in reverse. Now this talks about making decisions about what path to go down, right? With this energy here, while you're in this energy of desiring something new, you haven't made a decision to move toward it, right? This is like, it comes through as like a dreamy energy. There's no plan, there's no strategy about leaving this, right? And I feel like with the song Flight Risk, I feel like your main concern is avoiding this topic, this situation, whatever's coming up here altogether, rather than deciding either A, I'm going to work on this connection, or B, I'm going to start a new life, a new venture, a new opportunity without this person. So I feel like there's no action taken here. There's not even a plan, right? Pile number ones, okay? So next, we have a blessing for a mother. Okay, so this could have something to do with children as well. You may have children with this person. It could have something to do with fertility, things like that as well for some of you, right? Perhaps one of you wants to have children, the other one doesn't. Perhaps there are issues surrounding children here, okay? So let me just clarify that one. King of Wands in the reverse position. So in order to overcome this problem, your energy, this is that very Queen of Roses nurturing energy when she's upright. So this feels like a sort of kill them with kindness kind of energy. I feel like if you're able to let go of any anger, resentment toward this person, if you are, because it feels like there's a lot of anger present here, right? There's a lot of passion that is being misdirected here, because you've got the King of Wands and you've got the Ace of Wands there, right? So I feel like things can get pretty heated between the two of you, and not in a good way, not in a sexy way, right? So I feel like you need to come from a place of nurturing, because I feel like this person does not bring out the best of you when they are, you know, coming at you with, you know, snarky comments or anger, or they dismiss you. It brings out the worst in you, right? I feel like if you're able to come toward this person and nurture them and give them the nurturing that they need, even when they are hurting, and this is the hardest thing to do ever, but even when they're attacking you, hurting you, if you know that that's coming from a place of pain, a place of, you know, perhaps there's distrust here, perhaps they feel you've pulled away from them, and so, you know, it sort of feels like I'm going to leave you before you leave me kind of energy. And I feel like that was like the kind of vibe of the song in the lyrics there, okay? But I feel like if you can overcome that and show this person love and compassion, whether you leave this person or not, whether you decide that you need time, separation from this person, if you are kind, gentle, understanding in where they're coming from, because they're certainly coming from a place of pain here, right? I feel that you can overcome this issue, right? Next we have a blessing of the waters. Now this talks about our emotional energy, right? So let me have a look at that. Two of Swords. So, okay, so there's pain here on your side and there's pain here on their side, right? So as you can see, this is a blindfold here. This is refusing to look at the real issue, refusing to go into the emotions. So if this person's saying things that are hurtful to you, your energy is like, oh, this person can't even hurt me. I don't care what they say, what they do. It's like you're turning a blind eye when it comes to looking at the emotional side of things and how you feel about this person, because you might just be like, oh, this person's an asshole and I'm out of here, right? But how do you really feel about this person? What do you think your life would really look like without this person? Are you saying this in anger? Are you saying this because you feel like what's happened here is unfixable, because you don't want to go deep into your emotions, because you don't want to do counseling with this person, because you don't want to put in the work that it would take to make this relationship work? Because I can see with work, and you need to have both parties here that come to the table, but I feel like you're being called upon to make the first move here, to try and come toward this person with love. I want to work on things. I want to make this work, rather than shutting this person out, not going deep into your emotions. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. This topic, this particular topic makes me angry and upset, so we're just not going to go there. That's like, there's things that are not being explored on both sides because you guys are both refusing to look at it, refusing to look at what the real issue is here. It's like, no, this isn't working for me anymore. But I want you to ask yourself, why is it not working for you anymore? What happened? Where was the breakdown? How has this person hurt you? And vice versa. So if this person wants to discuss with you the things that you've done that hurt this person, you're to come at this person with nurturing energy, receive what they are saying, comfort this person. Validate their emotions, right? Just as you need your emotions to be validated also. So final advice, we have our chocolate deck because it is Easter, right? So first up, we have the first one, Harmony. This card represents a need for fairness, balance, and harmony. This is the Karma card, the law of cause and effect, where all people and events around you are connected. Balance your life and remember that not everything is a direct result of your own karma or actions. You may need to deal with the results of the actions of someone else, and this can be difficult or demanding. A time to stay soft yet hard. Soft on the inside but hard on the outside. In other words, a time to action some tough love. Don't blame yourself unnecessarily. Yeah, so obviously being receptive to what they're saying, but at the same time maintaining your own boundaries here. We're not talking about allowing this person to get away with treating you poorly, right? you can maintain your boundaries. I'm not going to accept this type of behavior, but I feel like you're hurting because you're pulling away from me, you are lashing out at me, you don't look at me the same way, and I want to know why that is, where that comes from. Can I help gain a better understanding of where that comes from, and can we work through it? Or, you know, have we reached the point of no return here, right? Next, we have passion. Sophistication, class, lust, passion, and psychic abilities are all heralded by the appearance of this card. Trust in your intuition, your gut feelings, and your inner knowing. Your psychic ability is kicking into overdrive at this time, so take the time to look, listen, and embrace what you are being guided to. Sexually inspired feelings and impulses may take you by surprise. Yeah, and like I said, for some of you, you may feel that, you know, with the sexual impulses, it may be that when you guys fight, you have like amazing makeup sex, or you like something stirs inside you when you see, when you fight with this person, it's like, oh, I wish we weren't fighting because, you know, I still have lust for you. Or it could be that there's somebody else outside the connection that is stirring you. And if that's the case, you need to take responsibility for that. What's not working within this connection, that you are seeking something outside of it. Also, if this is like a connection to do with business or something like that, there could be something else, some sexual tension that's going on beneath the surface here, okay? So keep that in mind. And it could be, if it's not on your side, it could be on theirs, right? Okay, so finally we have embrace the big kid in your heart, awaken the inner child, and go with the flow, and others will warm to your easygoing nature. Nostalgia and memories will be the forefront of your thoughts, and you may find yourself becoming easily bored with your present life. Yeah, so I would really explore what drew you to this person. What did you love about them in the beginning? What made you feel like there was so much potential within this person, right? Really revisit the past here. Perhaps if this is a love connection, you can go back to doing old dates, recreate old dates that you had early on, right? The things that you used to do together, enjoy about each other, and, you know, try that. Come from a soft, playful side before you discuss the emotions, because I can see you're in a space where you're not really ready to explore that right now. If this is like a family member or a friend, you know, talk about the times that you enjoyed together, the things that you did together, the things that you miss about this person, right? That's all I have for you. Good luck navigating this situation, pile number 1, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Okay, pile number 2. So the song that I got for you was Better by Khalid, and it goes, nothing feels better than this. So this song will be linked in the description box of this video under your pile selection. It will have the song link, so go have a listen to the song. So the song is about something better. It's, let's just have a look at your cards. So first of all, I'm just going to look at the first 3 and try and gauge what's going on here so you can work out whether or not you have selected the right pile for you. Okay, so regarding your situation, so let me just look at the first 3 cards so I can gauge what the situation is here. So this is really interesting. So for the first card, we have the 2 of Scrolls, 2 worlds. And as the song suggests, right, so she's got her money on the table here. She's working hard. She is trapped inside the home as well, right? So, but there's like a party or a celebration, or there's flags and celebrations going on outside. She doesn't feel like she can participate in what's going on out there because she's so busy with everything that she's got going on, either in the home or at work here. It's sort of like the mundane, I have to do all the things, but I could have a different life. She's between 2 worlds of the life that she could have and the life that she is currently living, right? Next up, we have the 3 of Forces, the bird's nest. So if I look at this image here, this bird is busy providing for her family. So for some of you, you may have a new addition to the family coming, or family is really being highlighted or a priority at this time, and perhaps the family is hindering you from being able to step forth into something new here, right? Because these birds represent new birth. new opportunities, right? Something new and fresh. It's a baby, you know, it's the beginning stages of life, right? So I feel like this bird is representing the life that you could have had you not had all these responsibilities, which may be family, which may be, you know, within the home, there may be work responsibilities, just, you know, just a little bit of overwhelm going on here. Now, thirdly, for your situation, we have the Seven of Roses, or the Journey, in the reverse position. Okay, so there may have been some travel that you missed out on, or somewhere you couldn't go, or something that you couldn't do here with this coming out in the reverse position. It's like something has hindered you from being able to pursue whatever this is. Okay, so if this sounds like your story, I'm going to continue now. If not, perhaps select another pile or come back next time for our next reading. Okay, so clarifying the first energy, we have the Eight of Coins in reverse. Well, that makes a lot of sense here. So this is about working like really, really hard, putting your nose down and your bum up, getting things done. But it's when you have that spark of whatever you are doing with your life, whatever your occupation, whatever you are putting your energy into, it really, really lights you up. It sparks your curiosity, and you are just wanting to put all of your energy into it. It can be like a little bit of a workaholic card, or it's just doing something that you absolutely love. When this comes out in the reverse, I can see that this energy is here, but we don't have the passion that comes with it, right? This is, you know, wanting to withdraw, wanting to quit your job, wanting to quit, you know, cut off some of those responsibilities, or whatever it is that you feel like you're putting that slog work energy into, whether it be around the home or, you know, looking after the children. It's like something's void, something's missing here, right? Not feeling content in where you're having to put all your energy, and the Eight of Coins does require a lot of energy. It's not something that you can just sleep on, you know what I mean? Like, you've got to get shit done, right? So clarifying the bird's nest, we have the Six of Swords. Now, Six of Swords represents moving forward, right? A new chapter, right? This also, we did have the Journey there. So for some of you, this may involve relocation, moving house, travel, you know, traveling may also include buying a new car, something like that. It's like this thing that you want, this thing that you want to do, you just want to sail towards it. You're just ready. Like, look at you at the helm of this ship, just like, I'm ready for the new. I'm sick of this, right? I need something fresh in my life, right? And as you can see here, this is indicating to me, the way that I've got these cards, it's like, here's her family here, and she's sailing away from that. It's almost like she just wants to escape this situation right now, okay? So take that as it resonates to your situation. Clarifying the Journey in reverse, we have the Chariot in reverse, which also indicates being in control of the journey, right? So when the Chariot comes out upright, it's a very, very confident energy. You're in control of everything. You're passionate. You are fired up. You are excited. No one will challenge you when you're driving this chariot like full force toward them, right? Also, a lot of travel energy here. So I feel like for some of you, this is travel or relocation. So that's coming out in the reverse. So something has derailed you, something has hindered your progress. Now, this card indicates to me that, you know, perhaps it is going to be difficult to get back on track here, okay, to fulfill this at the time, you know, at this time. A lot of people, you know, come to me with excuses. Well, I can't do this because of this reason and that reason, but this actually seems to me, pile number 2, that you have quite a valid reason to not being able to move forward here. So it could be that you don't have the money, right, that you are saving up, and that's why you're doing these things around the home and you're putting all your energy there, right, because you're working towards this goal that seems a little far off at the moment. It could also be that there is some issues with your transportation. Perhaps you don't have a car, or the car's broke down, or something like that as well. Might be a thing with the Chariot in reverse, and there's something like you can't travel, or, you know, perhaps you have children and you can't take children with you where you want to go, or your children are limiting your potential for whatever it is you want to go towards, you know, whether you want to re-enter the workforce, but you can't because you have young kids at home, or, you know, you want to study that thing, but kids come first, you know, this kind of energy, right? But it feels like there is a valid reason here for why you can't travel or move forward with your dream at this time. Pile number 2. Okay, so let's have a look at your blessings in the situation. So your first blessing is a blessing to lift sadness. Yeah, I feel like you are becoming a little low energy or a little depressive energy, just, you know, because you're unhappy where you are, right? And so there are ways that you can work through this. You can start introducing new things to spark, you know, that passion, that desire. But this actually feels like you're a little bit void of that desire at the moment. So let me see what's clarifying this one. The Hermit in reverse. Yeah, so just be careful about perhaps working too many hours, shutting yourself off from people, because I feel like you really need a support network or people around you at this time, because this is completely withdrawing your energy to where, you know, it's a little bit of isolation here, or you may be feeling quite isolated at this time, right? Next up, we have a blessing on your family, right? And we did have the birds there, which indicated perhaps children or a new baby and things like that, right? Perhaps you can't travel because you're pregnant, right? So a blessing for your family. Let's see what's clarifying that one. The 9 of Swords. So what I want to say here is that I feel like, because this can talk about, you know, overthinking, anxiety, like what could go wrong, you know, perhaps, you know, you are feeling like, perhaps you're pregnant, you're feeling like, oh, you know, I just don't know if I could manage this child, or I don't know if having another baby is a good idea right now, or there's something here that is causing you anxiety when it comes to the family situation. Perhaps it's kids arguing, bickering. Where I live currently, we're currently on school holidays, and I get it, right? I get it. It may be becoming a little bit overwhelming, but remember that you can reach out for outside support rather than isolating yourself in this way, right? But there's something in the family that's causing you issues, causing you to overthink things. Perhaps you've had a falling out with a family member. Perhaps, you know, somebody has said something and you have misconstrued what has been said, or you have been hurt or disappointed by it. Or perhaps there is, you know, an unruly teenager that you're worried about, or, you know, there could be all sorts of things happening within the family that is causing you concern. Could be the illness, like an illness of a family member around you. But it's causing you stress, worry, anxiety, and I feel like there's a sense of responsibility coming through here. Like, I can't do this, I can't pursue this because this is going on. Perhaps somebody's dealing with addiction. You know, these kind of energies are at play here where you are not prioritizing yourself, and I would be very, very careful about that energy, because this can become, you know, depression, this sort of thing. This can start to affect your mental health if you're closing yourself away from everything. And I understand the isolation, taking the time to recharge that energy, but just make sure you are not cutting off your support network, and you are reaching out when you do need help with the kids, help with anything really, okay? So remember that support network around you, because you do have the blessing of family, so you do have the blessing of support around you. But you might be like, well, you know, they cause me so much drama and anxiety, maybe I'm just better off without them kind of energy, okay? So just watch that energy, because I feel like your energy is quite low at the moment. You have so much more potential to be and I understand, you know, when things are thrown in our path to sort of hinder us, put us off course and derail us in a sense, it can be quite deflating, okay? And it's okay to go there, it's okay to feel those things, it's okay to go there, but it's not okay to stay there, right? So let's see what's next. So a blessing for a fresh start. So this would indicate to me that your time is coming, right? And I feel like perhaps it's not here yet, okay? Let me see what's clarifying that one. Just what I was saying, the World. So you're so close here. You're so close to completing this chapter, right? There's something here that needs to be completed or needs to be finished up before you can have this new thing, before you can have this fresh start. I feel like your time is coming here. Your new beginning is just around the corner, but it is not here yet. So you need to push on a little bit harder, you know. Perhaps, you know, you have the opportunity to move, right? Because I feel like for some of you, this is like moving house, okay? or you have the opportunity to travel, right? But you can't travel right now for whatever reason, or you can't move right now because of something that's out of your control. There's something here that needs to close up first, and it could be, they're showing me like a document as well. So for some of you, you might be like signing house contracts or something like that, and it's taking its time to come through, or the paperwork's taking its time to come through. So rather than sitting in this depressive energy of, oh, I don't know how much longer I can do this day out, day in, day out slog, right? I've got my pinnacles there, but I feel like you are focusing on this. You're building your pinnacles, and you might have to stay in this position of a job that you dislike, you know, just for a little bit longer here, okay? I don't want you to make any impulsive decisions and just jump into this new fresh start, because this is indicating to me that there's something that needs to be completed, something that needs to be finished, something that needs to be closed out here before you jump in. Like, it's like close this chapter and then go into the new one is your advice here. Okay, so let me see your final advice cards here. So the first one we have is trust. Yeah, trust that your time is coming, pile number 2. Be careful where you place your trust. Remember that with every door that closes, another one will open. You are being guided to a situation that is much better, even though it doesn't feel like it right now. Trust yourself, trust in the universe. This is a time to break free of the past and anything that may be holding you back. Right, there's things, that's it. Like, you can't carry this energy into your new chapter. There's something just around the corner for you, but things need to be closed out first, like I said, okay? Happy home. Yeah, for a lot of you, this is to do with things within the home. So if you are in a situation where you can't stand where you're living, you have pain in the ass neighbors, or your house is falling apart, or, you know, you can't afford the rent, or there's issues within the home right now, rather than making an impulse decision on leaving and potentially ending yourself in a situation that's even worse, you can like do little things to your environment to make it more inviting, right? Do work around the home, decorate, make it feel like your vibe, your situation, your position, you know, like make it feel like your own little quiet sanctuary where you can do things around the home, okay? And, you know, if you have children that are like unruly at the moment, perhaps you can have your own room, your own space where you can just go and vibe out and zen out, right? If it's a work situation, you may have to stay in a situation that's not ideal for a little bit longer than what you had hoped, right? This card represents moving home and the buying and or selling of property, home loans or rental agreements. And again, I said I saw like that contract, right? Are being approved, and you are about to find the home you have always dreamed of. Whether you're purchasing or renting, this is a great time to consider a new property or make changes around a property or home that you have right now. Yeah, exactly as I just said. It's about making the best of what it is that you have. And I feel like because of your anxiety right now, because of the stress, because of, you know, the things that could be, the things that are hindering you and focusing on the negative, you're not seeing these blessings, right? You have these blessings around you. There is something there for you, right? And, you know, sometimes in the darkness, we can't really see the light, okay? And I feel like, you know, spending time with the children and embracing what it is that you have, doing renovations to your current space before you move, you know, making the best of the role that you have. And, you know, if you're in a work situation that you want to move out of, okay? And finally, we have family. This is very like home and family based. I feel like there's stuff going on within the home and family that's making things a little bit stressful, a little bit difficult. They're perhaps out of your control with this Chariot energy here. I feel like this is not necessarily your doing. I feel like it's something that's just happened, that's just derailed you here. Pile number 2, okay? So this is the wedding chocolate. A happy family life is around you, whether you are partnered or single. This card refers to parents, siblings, children, and friendships. You are emotionally and spiritually fulfilled, and love abounds. Yeah, I feel like you're in a situation where it's hard to see that. It's hard to see that because you're focusing on what is not here yet, right? Focus on what is here. And once you reach that vibration of feeling really, really blessed and thankful for the things that you have, you get more of those things, right? The universe matches that energy through manifestation. Live in the moment and seize the day. Carpe diem. Make sure you share the good energy you are radiating with those around you. Your personality is infectious at the moment, and you are helping people who are feeling down without even realizing that you are doing so. I enjoy a happy family life. I am blessed with good family and friends, and I share my love around. So if there's, say, like a friend or family member that you might have fallen out with, or there's somebody causing issues or stress, focus on the ones that are there supporting you, the ones that can help you. Do not isolate yourself from these people, because these people are wanting to connect. They are there for you. Focus on what is great in your life, what is abundant, what is blessing you at this time, and wait for your opportunity, right? You may have come to the point where you recognize that there is no opportunity here for me. I can't make the best out of this situation. It's like there's something that you're pushing, and it's like, no, something has to, it's not complete yet. Something needs to be finished within this cycle before you can have this fresh start, this fresh blessing, okay? So thank you, pile number 2, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Okay, pile number 3, let's see if we can't help you navigate your current situation. So the song that I got for you was by Tones and I, and it's called Fall Apart. No, we don't want to fall apart, no. We don't want to fall apart, okay? So we're not going to fall apart while we're waiting for some resolution here to your situation, okay? First of all, I'm going to start off by looking at the first 3 cards just so I can try and get a gauge of what the situation might be, okay? So the first one we have is Hilarion. So you should know if this is your situation based on these 3 cards, hopefully. Hilarion in the reverse position, okay? Next up, we have Up in the Air in a reverse position. Okay. And thirdly, the Divine Physician we have in the reverse position. Okay. Wow. So we're all reversed here. So I feel like straight off, there's some sort of confusion going on here, or unknowns, okay, which is a little bit vague compared to the other piles that I've done so far. But with the Hilarion card, this is about the facts of a situation, doing the research, finding out things. There's like solid evidence here somewhere, right? With this coming out in the reverse, I feel like perhaps you don't know enough about your situation, or there's information that you haven't been able to access yet, right? So it might be that you're waiting for information, that you are exploring something, that you need more information, like logical information, not just like somebody telling you something, but there could be like documentation that you need to wait for, or it could be that there is certain research to be done here for you to make clear decisions about your current situation. Then we have Up in the Air. Now, when this one comes out in the reverse, it's actually a really positive thing, because this one talks about unknowns, right? Again, with this information, it's like, I don't know what to do in this situation. I can't see a way out, kind of thing. This is out of my hands. This is out of my control. So whatever this is, it seems like it's not really up to you to define the outcome of this situation. With this coming out in the reverse, this is now having that information, something coming through for you, okay, so that you do have answers, okay? For some of you, this could be about your health as well, because we do have, the next card is the Divine Physician here, okay? So when this one comes out in the reverse, this talks about your gifts, right? So this could be something to do with a certain skill that you possess. So it could be certain abilities that you have, certain knowledge that you have, or this kind of thing. So this one's a little bit more vague. So I'm going to clarify a little bit more just so that I can see where we're going. Okay, so for the Hilarion in reverse here. So your situation is that you're feeling really, really burdened, that things are a little bit of a struggle for you right now, or a lot of a struggle really, okay? So you could be dealing with a breakdown in your health, you could be dealing with aches and pains, you could be dealing with, this is like backbreaking, right? So a lot of responsibility that you're carrying here. Now, the positive thing is here that with this card here, if you explore more about what is hindering you, what is currently burdening you, I feel like you will find an answer, or there's an answer just within reach here, right? But it's almost like you're too distracted by the chaos, by the burdens, by the heaviness of everything, by all the responsibilities, by, you know, the stress, you know, this kind of thing, that it's like you're trying to push through a situation, right? Because as you can see here in this image, he's just carrying this weight. He's just like, perhaps he could reassess the situation and work out a better way of doing things here, right? There's answers there that are available to him, but he's just stuck in his ways, in a sense of like, no, I'm just going to continue to carry all of this, just whatever the problem, just load it on top. I got this. Okay, so if this sounds like your situation, we can continue. Otherwise, you can try picking another pile, or perhaps come back next time for the next pick a card. Okay, so next up, with this up in the air, clarifying that information, we have the Six of Pentacles upright. I love this for you. Okay, so there's some sort of resources, materials, money. So it could be that you're dealing with money pressures, money struggles, and it's like, here's another bill, and just pile it on top or whatever. Or, you know, I feel like there's some sort of resources that are available to you here, but it's like they're just about to be revealed. They're just around the corner here. So it may seem like far off, but it isn't. It's about to be revealed, okay? It's about to have some sort of clarity come through here of resources that are available to you. And perhaps this is about, with looking further into things and researching things, perhaps this could be about trying to work out other ways to make money that are already there. They're already available, but they seem to be unavailable because you haven't explored that. You're too busy focusing on the struggle here, okay? So then we have the Divine Physician. Like I said, this is all about your gifts, the skills that you possess, right? So for example, I have certain gifts, but we all do. Like, you may be a healer, you may, you know, have, you know, certain accreditations, okay? You might have, for some of you might actually be healers. You might be a doctor or have a nursing degree or something like that, right? This is about utilizing those skills, okay? When this comes out in the reverse position, this is telling me that you are not using the skills that you currently have in order to access more money, more resources, okay? So if you are, for example, in a job that you hate, right? Perhaps, you know, you can use the skills that you've already acquired to open up new resources, new avenues, explore further here, but it might require some further study, some further knowledge, or, you know, just really researching, finding out what's out there, what has a better pay rate, okay? This kind of thing. Clarifying this card, we have, ooh, wow, okay, so we have the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. Now, this is a bit of a selfish energy, if I'm honest, which is really interesting. So it's like you are hiding your skills away, but you could be using them for selfish reasons. Okay, this is, I'm trying to think of an example of this. Okay, so like take me for example, right? So obviously I have certain abilities to connect to the spirit realm, right? But if I was using my skills for financial gain all the time, right, then I would be really limiting myself. By offering free content for you guys, I get a lot more bookings, a lot more followers. You guys share me with your friends, you tag your friends, and people love that I'm freely giving of this energy. And yes, I do this as a business and I do make money doing this, but if I just charged like ridiculous amounts of money, which some people charge quite a lot of money for what I do, but I like to share my gift freely. And I find what I share comes back to me, right? So putting yourself out there, you know, perhaps you are keeping your gifts, your talents hidden away and you're not sharing them with the world, right? Perhaps you're in a position at work and people don't know what other skills you have that you could bring to the role because that wasn't on the job description, okay? Perhaps there's more that you could offer, more that you could do, that people would go, wow, pile number 3 is a real asset to us, is a real asset to this company, and as a result, we're going to offer them more money for them to bring these skills to the table. This is the kind of energy that we are dealing with here, okay? But it seems like you're sort of hiding them away. Perhaps you have, you know, another talent like an art, or, you know, a lot of the time when we talk about gifts and talents, it talks about creativity and the things that we have to offer that perhaps we keep hidden away. And I don't want you to hide yourself away anymore, pile number 3, okay? So perhaps you have a great charisma. People are drawn to you and your kind of energy, right? If you were to put yourself out there on a public platform, you would draw people in. You know, perhaps, you know, you work for a company that could use a certain following, and you have the ability to bring clients in, right? Not only just go to work and do your standard job that you normally do, but you have a certain way of connecting with people that would really help draw people in. Perhaps you are really, really creative and you could take over their Instagram page or something like that, and, you know, you can create eye-catching displays and videos and things like that and really be able to draw people in and manage their social media, things like that. Like, what skills do you have that you're not currently using that could bring you more money, okay? Perhaps it's a side hustle as well, right? So perhaps, like for me, like I read tarot, but I also love to create. So I create crystal pendants and things like that. Now that draws in money as well, right? I often don't find the time to do that, but when I do, people love that. You know, they love the jewelry that I create, and it creates another side income. So if I do find myself in a tough spot, like I did, say, with pandemic and things like that that went on, I could use that ability to draw in more money, right? Anyway, think about what skills you have, what skills that you can possess to bring more people in, more money in, okay? Because I can see whatever this is, it's leading to financial gain here, right? And I feel like you're uncovering this. You are, what, with this up in the air, I feel like it's something that's been hidden there. You've had it all along. It's been there, right? But you haven't been able to see it. And now it's being brought to the light. Hey, I could make money this way. It's almost like a, Okay, so let's have a look at the blessings in your situation. So the first one is we have a blessing for peace of mind. Okay. Clarifying that is the 3 of Cups. This is interesting, right? So this is something to celebrate here. Okay, this talks about events, celebrations. This is something that's going to make you very, very happy. So I feel like for some of you, it's just that you're waiting on some money. You're waiting on you know, something to come through for you, right? Some sort of contract, something that seems like it was far off, okay? So I feel like something might come through for you, but for some of you, this could be like perhaps you know, it's a very social card, the 3 of Cups. So you have the ability to network with people. You have the ability to just have fun, right? Perhaps you bring an essence of fun to your role, and that is your gift, and you can use that for yourself, okay? Again, I'm really drawn to like music and things here. Perhaps there's something with music that you could bring into your role as well. Perhaps you are like, you're a party planner and you could, like, a great hostess, and you could plan certain events for a company that you're working for, things like that, okay? Just bringing fun, bringing lightheartedness, bringing celebrations here. And I feel like something's coming through for you as well, that I feel like it's this 6 of Coins. There's money coming through. Somebody's investing in you. Somebody's offering you an opportunity. Somebody is giving you a helping hand here in order to get a leg up in your situation here. Okay, next we have a blessing for good work. Yes, you are doing the good work here. You're stepping outside of your comfort zone. You're bringing your gifts to the table so that people cannot help but want to utilize those gifts, okay? But you're stepping forth in confidence, saying, this is what I have to bring to the table, right? And you're being rewarded here for your good work, okay? So it could be that you have an idea even, like, hey, I had this idea, you've been sitting on it for a while, you haven't put it out there, but you've gone above and beyond here in some sort of sense as it comes to like the company that you work for or the work that you do. Even if you work for yourself, it's like really pushing the envelope, going, what if I did this? What if I just like went a little bit deeper, did a little bit more research, you know, this kind of thing. And it's really, really paying off here. Clarifying that, we have the 5 of Wands here, right, in the reverse. Now this talks about competition, right? right? So this is you standing out against the competition, okay? Doing something that gives you a bit of a leg up, that makes you stand out. So if you're in a field that is perhaps a little bit competitive, and many are, especially like, you know, if you think about like creative things like music. So say you're a performer, you're bringing something to the table, something that's a special gift that only you have, right? That draws people in, right? Perhaps if you are a content creator, okay, you are doing something outside the box that might seem a little bit silly or whatever, because you're bringing this fun, you're bringing the energy, right? With this 3 of Cups, you are bringing the energy into a role and people are responding, okay? So this is really, really interesting. It could be that you are creating a TikTok account and doing silly dances on TikTok, you know, like just this kind of fun, lighthearted energy, and people are responding to that, okay? But it's like, whatever this is, it's bringing in more money, more resources, okay? So, but if it's like a competitive industry is what I was saying, it's like whatever this is, it's making you stand out among the competition, right? People are drawn to you because of the talent that you possess. Perhaps you have a certain way of connecting with people. Perhaps there's something about your energy, pile number 3, that is drawing people in, and people want to give to you. They want to support you, you know, financially and otherwise, right? But this kind of feels like you're creating some sort of community around yourself, right? A blessing from your ancestors, okay? Clarifying that, we have the 10 of Cups in the reverse position. Now, this is interesting. So this talks about, you know, family, ancestors, the people that come before us, and, you know, what we learn from them, the gifts that we receive from them. So the interesting thing about this could be something that like say you are a nurse, perhaps your mother was a nurse, perhaps, you know, you're psychic and the gift runs in your family, right? Perhaps you come from a line of charismatic women or whatever, you know. So this is that kind of thing. It's been passed on from generations here. But with this 10 of Cups in reverse, there's something off here. So I feel like perhaps this person never used their gifts. You know, perhaps they didn't use them to get ahead. They didn't use them to the best of their ability, okay? And for some of you, this is like lessons learned, okay? So lessons learned about what not to do. Perhaps you didn't have a lot of support from your family, from your ancestors. Perhaps they wore you down. They made you feel like, say you were like a kid that was like a little bit like out there and unruly and charismatic and you had a lot of energy, you know, perhaps you were scolded for that. Perhaps your family told you that you needed to settle down and children should be seen and not heard, and they didn't embrace that, okay? But I feel like you're actually using this as a lesson. You're learning from it here, okay? Let's get some final advice for you. So first of all, we have money. Yeah, there's money coming in, pile number 3. Okay, so there's a path to money and you're about to find it, okay? But you need to get out of your own head and stop focusing on the problem and start focusing on the solutions, because there are solutions available to you right now. Money is available to you right now. It literally says that. Literally says that, okay. Money is available to you right now, offering opportunity to pay off debts and to prepare for a rainy day. This card heralds a better time ahead as far as abundance, fortune, and wealth goes. Optimistic, upbeat, and hopeful feelings abound. The future is paved with gold. A windfall is on its way. And then I don't really like to say this, but it does say it on the card, so I'm going to read it, okay? Buy a lottery ticket, start a new business, welcome opportunity, and sit back and enjoy the bounty of your success. And then there's an affirmation on the back that says, money comes to me easily and effortlessly. I feel like there's something coming in for you, okay? And I feel like it's right there and it's like you haven't noticed it. So perhaps you have access to some sort of funds that you didn't already know about, or perhaps that's just what you're waiting for, like the documentation to come in. Perhaps, you know, you are entitled to some money that's been sitting away somewhere and you just need to go over the paperwork in order to apply for it, to get it done. It could be some sort of grant, some sort of, you know, thing like that, you know. Okay, so transformation. A time of transformation. Old ways of thinking are coming to an end. Something in your life needs sweetening and you are open to personal transformation. Delve deep into your subconscious. So really transforming your thoughts, because right here you're so focused on the struggle, on pushing through, okay? Sometimes there's another way, there's another option, and it's just there. It's just there. It's just you haven't looked at it yet. You haven't looked deep enough at it yet, okay? So you're just like, oh, if I keep going with this, it'll eventually pay off, right? What if it already has? Pile number 3. Okay, next we have wealth. Pile number 3. When this money comes through, don't forget about Gypsy. You can donate to me on PayPal. I feel like you've got some serious monetary blessings coming in, pile number 3. This is a card of sophistication, elegance, style, and exuberance. But be warned, too much of each can make you appear superficial and dramatic. This is interesting because we had this selfish energy here. So this may also be about not just your spiritual gifts, your personal gifts, but also when you receive this money, windfall, inheritance, blessing from the universe, job opportunity, raise, upgrade in your life. This really gives you the ability to share. It gives you the ability to share with other people. What will you do with it? Will you use it to support the ones that you love? Or will you just go buy a whole new wardrobe? Okay, so something to think about, pile number 3. That's all I have for you. This is an amazing reading. Thank you, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Pile number 4. Welcome to How to Navigate Your Situation. So, the song that I got for you was by Jensen McRae, and it's called My Ego Dies at the End. So already this reading sounds kind of heavy, right? Because I feel like you're heading towards some huge transformation and ego death, right? So where you come to recognize who you are, who you're not, what defines you, what doesn't, okay, at the end of this reading, perhaps, okay? So first of all, so the song, if you want to listen to the song, if you go to the description box where your timestamp is underneath, it will have the song link there so you can have a listen to the song. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to start off with 3 cards that are going to help me get a vibe of what is going on for you at this time so that you can work out whether or not this is applicable to you, whether this is your reading or not. If not, you can pick another pile or you can come back next time for a pick a card. Okay, so the first one we have is Reflection in the reverse position. Secondly, the One of Roses, Commitment in the reverse position. And third card is the King of Keys in the reverse position. Okay, right. So just bear with me for a moment here. Okay, so already this is feeling pretty drastic, pretty heavy. This is kind of like tower moment energy here. So what I can see here with the reflection card in the reverse talks about things not going to plan. So what has happened here is we've deviated from the plan, like you're on your ship here, you're sailing, and you know, something has happened which has changed your direction at this time, which has thrust you into a period of reflection. Well, what do I do now? What do I do with the skills that I have? How do I navigate through this? How do I regain control here, right, of the ship? Okay, so then we have the One of Roses in the reverse. Now this talks about commitment and it's represented by a contract, okay? So this would indicate to me that some sort of long-term contract that seemed quite stable, like if you have the contract for something, then it's like a stable thing, is no longer valid or has been, I'm hearing, revoked. Okay, so that's interesting. Okay, so this could be like a housing contract, a lease. It could be a work contract. Perhaps you have been let go from your position or you can no longer work there. Perhaps it is a relationship contract, right? So perhaps you were in a long-term relationship and there's recently been a breakup or someone has withdrawn the contract. Perhaps it's a promise of some sort and someone has broken their promise, okay? Because when we think of promises, this is spiritual contracts here coming into play, okay? So I'm hearing terminated a contract. Just bear with me a moment. So for someone that's watching here, This has to do with a pregnancy that did not go to plan, okay? So if that is your situation, I'm very, very sorry to hear that, but I'm speaking directly to you now that there's something in this reading that will be helpful to you, okay? So if that is you, please keep watching, okay? So the King of Keys in the reverse position is, again, this is about, you know, a severing of work, a severing of contracts. It's all very self-explanatory. So if this is your story, you can continue on from here. If this is not your story, you can perhaps pick another pile or come back next time. Okay, so I'm going to get some clarification for these energies. So clarifying the reflection in reverse, yeah, it's like, okay, well, now what do I do? Now what do I do with this situation, right? So this is a knight here, right? So knights are about action, okay? Now the Knight of Pentacles, he is the most non-action of the action cards, right, of the knights. So he's trying to work out a plan, work out a strategy. He's not making any moves yet, but it's like there's got to be an answer to this. There's got to be something I can do. What's my plan? How do I create a plan? Okay, and it feels like you're really putting your energy into doing that right now, but no action has been taken yet. And I feel like this is a good energy to be in right now, pile number 4, because this is, you don't want to make impulsive decisions based on something that may have happened or may have come to an end here, okay? So this is great energy to be in, where you're just sort of working out what resources you still have available, what options you have available to you, and how you can make this work to the best of your ability. So I actually love that energy for you, rather than being like in a self-defeating energy of why me. You're sort of like, okay, well, I need to do something here. Okay, so next up we have the Four of Cups in the reverse. So this is about, you know, this thing ending. Now this is interesting because this is pretty much the energy I just said that you didn't have. So this is like, why does this always happen to me? I knew this was going to happen. Why did I put so much faith in this thing? I don't want to do anything. I was quite comfortable here. I was comfortable in this relationship. I was comfortable in this job. I don't like change. There is an offer here available to you. So there's something available here to you, but you're like, I don't want that. I wanted this thing. I wanted this person, right? This kind of energy. Yeah, I know that there's going to be another opportunity out there for me, and I know that, you know, things change and energy shifts, but I wanted that thing. I was so determined to make this work, right? Okay, so clarifying the King of Keys is the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Okay, so this can be a bit of bad luck. It can be, I like to think of it as a series of unfortunate events that unfolds, right? So the thing about the Wheel of Fortune, this is not something that you did. This is not something that is in your control. This is not something that, you know, was brought about by something that you did. This is a redirection by the universe, okay? This is the universe stepping in and saying, wake up, pile number 4, you're on the wrong path. I know that you're committed to this. I know that this feels stable. I know that you're comfortable here, but we want you to be a little uncomfortable for a while so that you can reach your true potential here, okay? Now, next up, we have a blessing on your intuition. So these are the blessings that are coming, that are present in your situation, okay? A blessing on your intuition. Clarifying that, we have the Empress. Okay, so if you're still watching, the person who had issues with the pregnancy not going to plan, this is fertility, okay? This is a new opportunity coming in for you in regards to pregnancy, okay? As you can see here, she is pregnant here, okay? Very, very abundant, okay? But for the rest of you, this is new opportunities, the birth of something. Now you have the opportunity to birth that thing that you've always wanted to birth. You have abundance around you. You have support around you. You are nurturing others, and as a result, they nurture you also. Also, the Empress is highly intuitive, right? So you know that there's something better. You know, if you looked at this situation, you could have seen the cracks. You could have seen the red flags. You could have seen that this was maybe not as stable, but you were looking at it as if you didn't want to see that, okay? You didn't want to see the things that have let you down here, okay? But you are highly intuitive at this time, and you are being guided at this time. And so long as you can get out of your own head and follow those little nudges towards where the universe is guiding you, because they are absolutely guiding you, because this is like manifestation energy as well, right? I don't chase, I attract is the energy of the Empress. She is abundant and she attracts beautiful things toward her, okay? Now, next we have a blessing on a journey. So the thing about this image is that, you know, although she's on a journey and she's being blessed by being on a journey, she seems a little somber, right? So, you know, sometimes I'm hearing the song Miley Cyrus, It's the Climb. It ain't about how fast I get there, ain't about what's waiting on the other side. It's the climb. Okay, so sometimes we feel like we're just presented with more and more challenges, you know, and it's hard for us to recognize where we're at, what we have around us, what the lessons are that we're learning along the way, and we just stay focused on the future. In the future, this is going to happen and that's going to happen, but sometimes it's about the journey and the things that we learn along the way, right? Clarifying that information, we have the Seven of Wands in the reverse. So this is about defensive energy, okay? This is defending what it was that you had. So perhaps you're feeling like you need to fight for this thing, okay? You need to, you know, say it's a previous employer that has let you go. You need to defend your position. You need to tell them that this was unfair, this was unjust. If it's a relationship, perhaps you are fighting with this person, feeling like, I'm going to fight for this person. I'm not going to let it go this easily, right? Now, as I said, with the Wheel of Fortune there, the Empress, all this energy suggests to me that the universe has sort of come in and shaken things up to re-guide you in another path. So you need to stop fighting. Stop fighting the universe, because you will stay stagnant for as long as you don't just release, give into the journey and go with the flow, okay? And I know that that is scary, especially if you don't have a lot of money coming in, especially if you don't have that person that you counted on, especially if your life looks completely different right now and you feel completely unsupported. Sometimes we need to go steps of the journey alone, right? But I feel like the universe is saying, your guides are saying, stop fighting us. Stop fighting us on this. Stop holding on to the old ways of being so that we can bring in the new, so that we can bring you new opportunities, okay? So that we can bring you into the Empress energy, okay? Next up, we have a blessing of fire. Now, this is fierceness, okay? So this is really interesting. So this is like warrior, okay? This is what you're finding throughout this journey. You are finding just how strong you are. You are finding your warrior spirit. I'm literally seeing, I know you can't see her arms in this, but I'm seeing like arms with scars along the arms, okay? So I feel like you're wounded here. You have the scars to prove your journey, and you're stronger as a result of everything that you've been through, right? This is where you're really going to find your resilience and just how powerful and strong you really are. How you can get on without this position, without this title, without this person, without this contract, and you can pick yourself up and rise above it, right? Clarifying that, we have the Devil in reverse. Now, this is ego, and the song was literally called The Ego Dies at the End. So I love that. So this is letting go of your ego, letting go of the fear, letting go of the temptation, letting go of the things that you think you need. You don't need these things. You don't need this position. You don't need this job. You don't need this relationship. You don't need this person. These things do not define you. You are so set on this thing that it's become a part of your identity. You feel like this is what you're worthy of and this is what you deserve, when really you are better than that. There's more out there for you. You deserve even more than what you could ever think, right? The ego dies at the end. I love that, because that was the last card. Okay, I do have some final advice for you, so I'm just going to go through those. So, choices. This card is about choices. It indicates a lot of confusion going on in your life with too much to do and lots of disorganization around you. You are doing way too much and not paying enough attention to detail. This is a time to narrow your focus. Choose one important thing to do it well, and concentrate on that one thing until it's finished. You can then move on to the next task. one at a time. Remember, slow and steady wins the race. Only you can control how much you are taking on right now. So yeah, find what lights you up, find your passion, find your desire, lift yourself up, right? Because for you to step into this fire energy, you are fired up. You are ready to take on whatever challenge is thrown at you. You're like, after this happening to me, after everything I've been through, nothing can break me, right? Beautiful. Positive energy. There we go. That's exactly what you need at this time after having this kind of disruption, right? A time to move forward. Your confidence will grow as things start to improve for you and negative energies are left behind. Nothing can hold you back when you feel lighthearted and full of positive energy. Keep moving forward and seeing the light ahead. See life for what it is. Shed the old and embrace the new with a passion and confidence that will keep you centered and grounded. And that's what this is. This is ultimate passion, ultimate confidence, ultimate you cannot break me. The song Christina Aguilera. Thanks for making me a fighter. Made me learn a little bit faster. Made my skin a little bit thicker. Makes me that much wiser. Thanks for making me a fighter. Love that. That's the kind of energy that's coming through here. Okay, next up we have Bare Basics. Okay, this card heralds a time of upheaval, anxiety, and pressure. Yeah, definitely getting that from these cards. A situation that may appear to be out of your control will arouse raw feelings of hurt and angst. A time known as the dark night of the soul may soon be realized. Yeah, and that's completely it. That is this shattering of the ego, right? That's what it's called, the dark night of the soul. The ego dies at the end, pile number 4. Let go, surrender control, and ride out the storm until a sense of calm and resolution can be found. There will be signs along the way warning of approaching positive change, so remain vigilant. Awareness is the key, okay? Your intuition. You do not chase, you attract. Go with the flow, okay, here. Stop fighting the universe. Stop fighting. Surrender. Finally, we have flexibility. The perfect marriage of sultanas and nuts. This chocolate, represented by this card, foresees a situation that will ask you to demonstrate extreme flexibility. On one hand, things will pan out sweetly, while on the other hand, the path ahead may appear difficult and prove harder to swallow. Keep an open mind and be patient when it comes to a situation that will cause you angst. Look at things from another's perspective and things will appear balanced, even if you don't get your own way, because you're still holding on to this thing, okay? This is not what you wanted. This is not what you wanted, and you want to hold on to it. You want to fight for it, pile number 4, but you need to release it. Allow the universe to re-guide you towards something new. That's all I have for you. Many blessings. See you next time. Bye.